Sanchez.
And I'm Barbara Zavala.
And welcome to another episode of
5 Questions. Our guest today was Chancellor Betty Rosa from the New York State Board of Regents.
We had the honor to ask her 5 questions, so let's hear what she had to say. Question number 1. How has your background influenced your career?
First of all, my story is an interesting story. I was born in New York. At the age of 5 months, I went to live with my grandmother in Puerto Rico, and I was there for 9.5 years. I came back to New York at the age of almost 10. When I first came to New York, it was very painful and it was very trying since I didn't speak the language, and it was very difficult for me because I truly wanted to belong and I wanted to be part of a school culture where the language was English, and there were very few. The school that I went to had very few children that spoke Spanish. A lot of kids were coming from Italy at the time, and so it was the first couple of years were very challenging, trying to acquire a language, trying to learn a new culture. So I then went through public school in New York City. I went through elementary, middle school, high school. I went to St. Helena's High School. I would say by junior year, I found my own voice. I found my own sense of belonging. I built new friends. I could speak the language in what I would call beyond conversation. And I was able to make connections and begin to feel good about being part of that school culture. And so I think that's extremely important for children to feel that they belong and that they bring value to the culture within their schools, and that the school gives them also a feeling of this sense of identity and gives voice to them.
Question number 2. What is the role of the Chancellor of the Board of Regents?
Okay, well, the Board of Regents is responsible for policy making. We make the policy for the entire state. We're responsible for elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. We're responsible for colleges, museums, libraries, certification of teachers and others. And so we have a massive amount of work that we are responsible for. And we're a very old institution, and we're very proud of our work in terms of providing policy and guidance to our schools and our districts and our state.
Question number 3. What is the typical day of a regent?
A typical schedule could be anything from visiting schools to meetings. Sometimes it's meeting with unions, and sometimes it's meeting with advisory groups, business, people who are interested in making a difference and contributions to our work. We have meetings with the borough president. Sometimes the meetings are with other superintendents in different districts, meetings with assembly people. And so our meetings vary depending on the work that we're doing. So for me, what's exciting about it is that we are looking at the quality of the education that our students receive, and that's very, very important. So we look at urban, suburban, rural, and these communities have different needs, and we have to create different responses for these communities.
Question number 4. What is an accomplishment you are most proud of?
Outside of the Board of Regents, and I'll come back to the region, the thing that I'm probably most proud of, when I was a principal of a community school, it's very similar to this school, but it was a middle school, I was very proud of the fact that we were able to offer our children so many opportunities. And from running a store to drafting, being architects, wanting down the road to be some of the young women to be engineers. So it was a school that was open till 10 p.m. every night. And I was very, very proud to have been a part of that school because it helped me understand the importance of a community school and the importance of giving students opportunities to demonstrate their talents in so many different ways, not just in one area or a limited way. So I'm very proud of having been a principal of that school, and I'm particularly proud of taking that concept and bringing it to my district when I became a superintendent and applying that learning to a school that I founded in District 8. On the Board of Regents, I'm probably very proud of being the first Latina Chancellor of the Board of Regents. And so that to me is hopefully a statement to a lot of young women who aspire to take my position down the road.
Wow, that's really inspiring. And question number 5. Why are teachers important?
There's so many reasons why they're important. I would have to say that many of us that have gone through schooling, we can close our eyes and have an image of a particular teacher that inspired us. Even for me, going way, way back, I remember Frank Giordano, who was a guidance counselor / teacher for me, who pretty much told me, and at the time I didn't know this, but he said to me, "Betty, you are Harvard material." And I didn't understand what that meant at the time, but it stayed with me, and it allowed me to build a kind of confidence in myself. And so teachers inspire, teachers help students dream, and I know parents do the same, but there's nothing like having a teacher that tells you you can do this, and the world is open to all possibilities.
We would like to thank Chancellor Betty Rosa for taking the time to answer our 5 questions.
For more information, visit her Chancellor page at the New York State Ed website. See you next time on 5 Questions. Bye!
Bye!